Another episode of the RSL
like the
Random
witch,
Fan You've Got Talent podcast.
The apple's poison.
We don't have talent podcast.
We don't have singing talent podcast.
No, we don't. So, are you trying to scoot in here?
I was just trying to get closer to you.
Let's snuggle up.
Oh.
He's Brandt. He's Brennan. I'm Tyler.
And this is the Random Fan Podcast.
Rise of Lights.
Coming at you from Magna, Utah.
Deep
We
on the
are-
west side.
Breaking down this week's games. We have
Oh my
Seattle.
goodness.
We
So
have
much going
Austin. Unbeaten streak still alive.
So miraculously. Like, if you watch that Seattle game, it wasn't pretty. And
No.
it's almost like we don't play on turf, you know?
Yeah, and it's almost like we didn't want our star players to play on it either.
Yeah, so
sitting
we held
Chicho
them
down.
out.
And
Yeah, I remember the fans were really upset that we didn't bring our star players because they sold out to Seattle.
Oh, yeah. Just like in Vancouver
Just
with
like in
Miami.
Vancouver with Messi.
Yeah.
Well, they said,
Yeah.
you know what? If you're not going to play Barajas, no, they did.
Yeah,
I was trying to think of if you're not going to play Ching, but they played Ching. Oh, if you're not going to play Andrew Brody, if you're not starting Andrew Brody,
Yeah,
we
that's it.
We're not taking you serious.
yeah, they concessions were half price in Seattle because
No, that was Vancouver. You're
Oh,
confusing the two
I
games.
am.
We're in first place.
What a
Miami's
terrible
in
offer,
second.
though, for Vancouver. Like, hey, you couldn't see one of the greatest soccer players to ever
Well,
play.
they can't
but
give them their money back.
here's $6 hot dogs.
They can't
Like,
give
Well-
them their money back just because Messi didn't make the trip. Did you see the video of them eating out that night? And they were like at some restaurant, the three of them together. Yeah, it was not.
what the complaint is that they charged extra money.
Yeah, for that game.
Yeah, it's
Oh, they
like
did?
exponentially higher,
Yes, for the Miami game.
and then
They didn't refund them.
but you got concessions at half price. So a hot dog is now only $15.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
Anyway, off to the Great White North.
But it's Canadian dollars, so you get
Or the-
still a discount.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, it was $13.
Good on you, mate. Oh wait, that's wrong one.
That's right, you and your accents.
Do not
So-
have good English accents.
Seattle, up there on the turfs. RSL goes in there. I think they were on their 10 game.
Yeah, we started
Endgame.
an interesting lineup too. Do you want to take us through that?
I will. Beavers in goal. And then this was a Wednesday night. And then Quinton at right back, the largest right
tallest.
back to ever live. Glad, Vera Oviedo across the back, Anela Palacio in the middle.
Anela.
Nella.
Anela Palacio.
Wakamaka.
Yeah,
That's
we-
Palacio's
Chocolate.
girlfriend,
Yeah,
Anela.
yeah. Well, she was
name's
really good. We
Anela.
signed her
Yeah.
just recently.
Yeah.
So Anela
she can shout
Palacio.
drafted, so, yeah.
All right, it's Anela Palaci. Anelli and Palacio. And then Gomez. Chang, who felt bad, ended up getting injured after like 34 minutes.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Because he looks like he was trying to make a difference. Then Luna. And then Julio Anderson. Don't call me offside, Julio.
And the
Up top.
interesting thing, I think Chang playing in that central role. He's usually a winger. So I thought it was interesting the first 34 minutes. We played all right. That's O right. Not all right, but O right. And
We were getting close to eight.
yeah, we're getting close to 8, but we weren't there.
We're just all right. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on the bench, we had Arango, McMath, Brody, Jockerson, Barajas, Catranis, and Crooks. First game started off, RSL had some really good opportunities. They just didn't take advantage of them.
Yeah, and then they had some really bad opportunities and didn't take advantage of them either.
Yeah, that Reagan kid kept trying to pass it to us.
Right.
Yeah.
That was strange. You passed it right to Luna, and then Luna got by, and it looked like he earned a penalty, and I was like, yeah, he earned a penalty. And then they went to review, and it
They VAR'd it.
happened outside the box. And honestly, it wasn't that big of a foul either when I rewatched it, because he had planted, and Luna kicked the ball by, and then Luna kicked him, which we'll get back to later on. So I didn't love the call, but it's a foul. But it's so hard to not do that as a defender. You're not supposed to put your foot down now, right? Like, come on. Come on, son.
Yeah, I think that's a foul, but it wasn't a penalty. It was outside the box, and you're going to get that call almost every time.
I know. Doesn't mean
As
I
we
have to
saw,
like
as we saw. We can talk about the other one too.
it. Yeah.
In another game. But thoughts on the Seattle game? Well, let's talk about.
Are we done with the Seattle game?
No, well,
So
it ends up a
inevitably,
1-1 draw,
Yeah.
and there wasn't a ton of action. I mean, it went back and forth, but there wasn't anything like the game we're going to get to, or the games before. I was
Yeah.
expecting a little bit more than the slugfest that it kind of turned out to be, but I guess we had the RSL B-plus team, maybe not the A team, the B-plus team in there, and just not taking advantage of their opportunities, and it was really starting to bite us in the butt for a while.
Yeah, and it kind of goes to show how important Chicho is to this team. With that. But once Crooks came in, I think we played a little bit better. And then Arango came in the 58th minute and without Julio. So I think that's an interesting switch too. And then Barajas came in for Luna in the 64th. So Luna kind of was cut short, and I was like, ooh, I bet that doesn't feel good to him, the way that he got not called into the Olympic team and then he got pulled out early of this game, and
Well, it was a Wednesday, 3 games in a
turf.
week, and I think it shows that Pablo and his staff are
confident.
confident in the players they have on the team and letting them play instead of worrying. The last couple of seasons, especially 2 years ago, subbing in the 78th, 81st minute because you just don't trust your players.
Yeah.
Coach them up, have some confidence, and let them go out and try and make a difference in the game.
Yeah, and then we did have the late subs. Catranas came in for Oviedo, who played 83 minutes. I mean, for an old guy, he was doing pretty well. I mean, did all right. And then Brody came in for Quentin in the 83rd, too, which I also thought was interesting how the game changed when Brody came in for Quentin. He was more into attack than Quentin ever was, So and then he serves a couple good balls in, and I'm like, wow, maybe we've been a little hard on Brody throughout this season. He's played really good these last 3-4 games.
Yeah, and maybe that's goes to show that the rest of the team is
Just a higher level.
really setting a higher level, and in past seasons Brody might have been the standout for his efforts, but everybody else is just kind of notching it up, and we have been a little bit harsh on him.
Well, he's definitely played his way back to a starting role. I think he's better than Quentin in that spot right now. But I think anyway, I don't want to tweak it too much and put Glad at the outside because he hasn't played there all season, and him and Vera combine so well that you almost can't, separate that. It's too good together.
So, do we want to get to the Muznak attack or the almost
Yeah,
Rusnowski,
what-
the first goal of the game?
60th minute, second half, right?
68th?
Yeah, the Jazz.
Well, it was RSL playing RSL, too. That was kind of confusing.
Yeah, so if you looked at the game and you saw the red shirts on the other team and you were like, wait, what? No, that's a Dragon. Oh, yeah, with the yellow. Okay, it kind of looks like RSL's. Kind of looked like that jersey. But there's black on the back, and it's the Bruce Lee kit, which we all agreed was one of the best looking kits in the league when
did?
it came out last year.
I don't remember agreeing to that.
Well,
I know, says the guy wearing his favorite jersey from
the
last year.
couch jersey.
Hey, it's beautiful. Okay, roses are great.
It smells good, too.
Oh yeah, that's the light blue by Dolce & Gabbana.
Anyway, I think Seattle, it was that or their horrid jerseys of this year. So they opted to not go with the rave green and the nasty blue with the weird stripe thing. The stripes just make them look like jailbirds. Anyway, so they went with the Bruce Lee kit, which was cool. It contrasted our yellow jerseys quite well. Yeah.
So they're setting up for the free kick.
Which wasn't much of a foul to start with. But go ahead.
And
The
really,
wall.
the wall. I guess, the point of having a wall is to,
Block. Have an obstacle.
maybe
So-
subvert
Deter.
obscure
can't
the
just
goal.
cook it right straight in from the closest point, right? The closest, I learned this in high school. The closest way to connect two dots is to a straight line. Did you guys know that?
It's actually not anymore.
Okay, well, kids at home, that's still a true principle.
Gravitational holes, gravity. I mean,
Right. I mean, if you're incorporating gravity, then But the Earth is really big compared to Rusnak's shot. So
Well, yeah, we haven't got to the random quantum podcast.
quantum.
you take two holes and you bend it, and then it's faster. There's all kinds of stuff. Anyways, there's a wall. They didn't set up the wall very well.
They had the
right?
middle. They
There
had the
was
middle
some
covered.
They had the
Weird
middle.
confusion. Weird confusion on the wall. If you go back and watch it, it's like they're stepping left, stepping right, and then Gavin Beavers never double checked that they were in the right spot.
And that led to the downfall because they went near post. Rusnak snapped it right through him.
He has that little snap thing he does with
And
his shot.
being on turf, Beavers didn't get
Skips
quite
funky,
that much of a step. He still got his hand on it, which is pretty impressive for how far he was over on the far post.
Yeah.
And snuck by him. And we're
Couldn't
down.
get a good angle on his hand to keep it out.
Right, and we're down 1-0 in that game, and it honestly looked a little slim, our chances, realistically. But, we fought, we kept going, and luckily at the end, we just stayed persistent, and Gomez came up with a very clutch double play.
Well, his first double play, no, it was Barajas with the first double play. Got a shot off, blocked, got back to him, and he skied it.
Oh, yeah. Barajas was a little bit better opportunity than the
Gomez.
goal.
Yeah, in fact, we were at the end of this game 1.8. Usually when you're at 1.8, you have 2 goals. Because that's the expected goals based on the chances you got.
Mm-hmm.
So we were at 1.8. Seattle was at 1.2. Basically means we outplayed them. We had better chances. We had higher quality chances. And yeah, that it was lucky to get a goal that late. However, we kind of outplayed them throughout the game.
Yeah, and I think it really was the fullbacks. I think it was putting Catranis back in, putting Brody in, how high they like to play, well, especially Catranis. I think that changed the pressure that was being applied to that back line. And it was nice to see, but it was also a little scary because our backups can't do that. Quinton being on the outside is not really advantageous for us. He's not really a right back or a left back.
I think he's more of a center back. He's our third center back. But,
Absolutely.
But we have to keep him fresh. And the only way to keep him fresh and give him games when Vera's healthy and Clad is healthy is to play him at right back.
Well, they also talked about in Columbus they played 3 in the back, so he would be on the outside, kind of playing a right back.
Oh, yeah. When Catranis is playing super far up, they're just playing a natural 3-man back.
3 with Vera on the left.
So that's
being
still-
a natural lefty, that helps.
But you probably don't want that guy playing right back.
A true right back, yeah.
So we ended up getting the goal. I mean, Crooks had a role in that, headed the ball to Chicho, and Chicho got it over to Gomez. Shot deflected, saved by Fry, and then he puts it right through the 5-hole. As a keeper, that's just got to be annoying when they score
It
underneath
was actually
you.
the defender. It came off the defender's leg.
Did it come off the defender? And then
Yeah.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, and then he
Okay.
posted it right there.
Because he really did put that shot going in far post.
Yeah,
And I think it was Reagan, right? Blocked it back at him. Just
yeah, right foot right off the shin.
Yeah, that was a
Good block by
block.
him,
Yeah.
but
Good
unlucky.
clearance.
Unlucky clearance.
But it went right back to him. So
But I liked what Crooks came in, like we mentioned, felt bad for Chang getting injured. But Crooks came in, I liked the way he played. But I also like when Chicho comes in. Chicho isn't really looking to dominate play. He's looking to find where he's going to be effective. And if they need him to score, he'll score. And if he can set up somebody, he'll set somebody up. And when somebody else scores, they're just as excited as if they scored.
yeah.
So it's really a incredibly nice team dynamic at the moment.
Say it like you mean it.
Menominee.
Hey, look, you mean it. There were also
So-
4 yellow cards. Oviedo and Crooks got theirs in the 68th and 75th. And then Omed Vargas and Baker Whiting got theirs in the 87th and 94th minutes.
Oh, that Baker Whiting kid came in and just got abused.
He did. He was like, "Why did you come in?" And then he's like, "I'm getting a yellow." And he just dropped him, and then we scored. So it was fantastic.
He had money on it.
And here's the funny thing. I was watching this whole game, and I was sitting there on the couch with my wife, and I was like, We are giving horrible service. It's not like we're not getting on the end of stuff. You know, sometimes it's like, okay, I'm going to put the ball there. They put the ball there, and nobody gets to that point. And so you're like, okay, we're not coordinating well. But none of, like, all the corners, I think we only had 4 corners. Stat of the game, right there. We had 4 corners. Guess how many they had?
Didn't they have 7?
11.
11
corners. We had 4. So it was one of those, like, we're not really being that dangerous because they're able to just kind of control it and play it out, or head it out and play it out. And so it just, we were never that dangerous with the service in. And I was like, yeah, that's what's been missing. And then, guess what happened? Vera swung a beautiful ball in to the far post. And then who hit it initially? Was it Crooks that got it initially?
Crooks headed it back.
Yeah, and then Chicho pressured their center back, and it kind of skipped off of him. And then Gomez came running in and hit it wildly with his first shot, which is a good shot. And then 2 defenders just flew by him because they were running at him. So they were gone, and so the second one he just right through his legs. Beautiful, beautiful way to end the night.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we ended up getting a draw and making Seattle feel bad, because they're starting to get their legs under them a little bit.
Yeah.
And we showed them that, you know what, you guys can't beat the B+ team. We had 19 shots, they had 17 shots. We had 4 on goal, they had 5 on goal, so that's a lot of stray shots.
Well, and the ref was struggling in this game, I think, a little bit. He was trying to find what a foul was a couple times, and but in the end, I think he did okay. He obviously called a penalty that wasn't one, but they got it right in the end with the VAR. Good job, Guido Gonzalez Jr.
Oh yeah, he did get it right on the second one. We forgot about that. Where we're up 1-0, and Moose
just goes in and
Musovski
cleans out Glad, who obviously can't kick it straight, and it goes right to his guy. And then he goes down, and Moose follows it up, and he squares it and taps it in and celebrates like it's nobody's business. By the way, isn't that kind of a cultural thing? You don't celebrate against the team you just left?
If you like the team, you don't celebrate. But if you didn't like the team, it really doesn't matter. And he felt like he got gypped because he didn't get the right money that he wanted, and
the contract he wanted.
Yeah. So I mean, kudos to him. That's his character. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it didn't go his way.
Which reminds me, have you guys heard of this GM, Presidente of Real Salt Lake? Have you guys heard of him?
Yeah.
That's the worst tease ever, Tyler. Come on, Brennan, let it out.
We interviewed John Kimball. Yeah.
What?
So if you guys want to stay tuned after this episode, we're going to be posting the John Kimball episode that we were supposed to confirm at a later time. But Tyler is the guy who can't keep surprises underneath his nose for longer than 2 seconds. So yeah, we were able to talk to the Presidente of RSL, an incredible guy. I think
it was a great interview too.
Realistically, I think he is the common denominator in the culture change that has happened in the past few years, and I think it's what really kind of just snowballed this brand new, culture of just communication and hard work, and really just combining to create such a great organization. So we really thank John for giving the time. I mean, it was a little late, but hey, thank you for doing that.
And it was some cool stories that he shares about that. You gotta listen to this episode.
Yeah. Also, good. David Beckham.
The David Beckham stuff he shares is freaking cool too.
He's got some great stories. Tune in, please. That'll be our next episode.
But one of the things he said in there was, we got rid of some people who weren't quite there culturally.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this was one of the guys.
Oh, I think that was way up there.
Yeah.
Not insinuating that Musovski is a bad dude. He just didn't fit in his club, and maybe his attitudes weren't the attitudes that we're seeing this year, where he did kind of hint at the locker room is different this year than last.
Well, and last year we got rid of our highest scoring player. I don't know if most people realize that from last year. We got rid of our highest scoring player, too.
Who was it?
You don't even remember?
Was it?
I totally picked it. Do you not remember who I picked was going to be the leading scorer?
Johnny Menendez?
He's small, and that was you.
Oh.
He's small, and
Savarino.
he sounds like...
Wow, I have not thought of Jefferson Savarino all season.
I know.
literally
Isn't that
that's
nuts?
so funny. Like,
It's
I
the
did
first
not.
time.
Isn't that great, though, that we could just totally
That's-
forget that guy? He's that
That's
forgettable.
so crazy.
Even when we were talking with him, it didn't pop in my head.
No?
No,
That's
I didn't
exactly
even-
who
I
I
didn't
thought
even
of.
think about it.
I almost said, so Savarino wasn't your favorite guy, huh? I almost said it, but I didn't want to be a jerk.
He's got
and,
some drama.
You know, and
Wow,
you
yeah.
don't want him to, he's not going to throw other people under the bus.
No.
And we don't even know if that's actually the case.
No.
So
But
we're
we're gonna-
insinuating.
we're
and
gonna insinuate,
No, we're
yeah.
not. No, we're not.
No,
that
but
is terrible.
I miss Jefferson Savarino, even though you guys don't.
Well,
I didn't even. I was drawing a blank.
Trying
But
to take
what
the
is-
high road.
what is really incredible is the fact that it starts from the top down, especially going from a different president change, having Pablo, and then almost essentially cleaning house, but it's not really cleaning house because it's reorganizing a very delicate machine and being successful at it, because making such a drastic change at the beginning of this year, slight changes the previous year, and it's just we're making all these right choices and it's cascading into a very big picture for us. So really, really cool. Please tune in,
Yes.
and then let's get to the real stuff. Let's get to the good stuff.
Halftime?
Dun,
Or-
dun,
No,
dun.
not halftime.
Austin game.
We're getting to the real game here,
The
children.
real game. First of all,
Na-na-na.
ba-da-ba-ba.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
First of all, Mr. I Can't Keep a Secret, does your wife wait until December 24th to tell you what she got the kids so that you don't ruin the surprise?
Dude, I'm the worst at keeping surprises.
You are.
Like,
You
if
know
you
what we
need
need
to...
Do you know what we need to do?
If you need to accidentally tell somebody a secret, tell
Tell
me,
someone
and I'll
else.
accidentally
I'm gonna tell you
them.
some fake stuff. Like some stuff is coming, and like, no way.
Dude, we're signing Beckham, bro.
Yeah.
We totally
Beckerman's
got
coming
it.
back as a coach, dude.
Yeah, it fills us in on how close we came to getting Mbappe.
I know.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We brought that up to him, too.
Yeah, it was us or which Real?
Which Real,
one?
really? That's the question. Yeah.
All right, so starting lineup. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, let me go. So we got our boy McMath back in goal to defend the throne. Then we had our normal back line, Brody, Glad, Vera, Catranis, with our midfield, Anelli and Ojeda, or as what we called it, Oneta. What did they call it?
Oneta.
Monida?
Oneida.
And or Brecca Oneida.
And Brecca O'Nelly.
And then we had
Sorry.
Gomez, Chicho, and Luna with Julio in the forefront. And then a solid backup on the bench. We got Beavers, Oviedo, Hidalgo, homegrown, Quinton, Jacquesin, Barajas, really talented player Gozo, and Palacio.
Yeah. And is this our strongest starting lineup?
I think this is our go-to, with the exclusion of Crooks at the
Crooksy.
moment.
Yeah.
I think hopefully Crooks finds his identity in practice, and we can count on him in the bigger moments. But right now, I think this is our go-to starting lineup.
Yeah, yellow
Crooks.
card accumulation.
Yeah.
And he really meant his yellow card in Seattle, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe he wanted the break because he just smashed that guy. Just ran him over.
Kudos
without
to
the
him.
ball.
Yeah,
So he's like,
couldn't happen to a better guy, Stephen Fry. And I was thinking about it too, that Stephen Fry really milked that, and he
yeah.
did catch it in the ribs.
Yeah.
But all that time that he milked, trying to waste time,
Got us
extended the
there.
game
Yeah.
the game.
and allowed Gomez the
I don't
time
like that guy,
to.
man.
Stephen Fry, I'm not a huge
Yeah,
fan.
I'm not a huge fan. I'm glad he got rid of the tips, the bleach tips. He's had that for way too long.
So, what were you expecting? I was expecting, since I asked the question, I was really expecting this to be.
What were you expecting,
Man,
Brad?
this sounds so rhetorical. Like,
hard-fought
I thought this
game.
was a podcast between three dudes, not just the guy in the middle.
I'm sharing my thoughts. You guys can share your thoughts.
You go ahead.
I thought this was going to be the hardest fought game of the season. I thought Austin has worked its way up the table. They were in third before the
Is that
weekend.
Driussi?
And I really thought they'd come in here and make this a physical match.
That's the lineup they played. Like, if you look at their lineup, they played their tough guys. They played their run and play defense group, right? And so I that's kind of what I was expecting too. I was expecting a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Ooh, I don't know. We can come in and punch you in the mouth and play at altitude, and the lineup. Their midfield. They played three midfielders, right? Kolmanich, That's how you say that dude's name.
You do this on purpose, man.
Pereira. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, did you have Hooked on Phonics when you were a kid?
No, I
You're
just
like,
like to.
Hooking on Phonics.
I like to mispronunciate people's names.
If you need Tyler to announce your high school graduation, your college graduation, did you see that one lady? It was trying to read. There was a lady that was trying to read the graduate's name at this college the phonetic way.
It was so bad.
It was.
I think she was joking around, but I don't know. I was laughing too hard to
It was.
know if she was serious. Then we had Mr. O'Brien. Somebody was calling him O'Brien. I'm like, the dude's from South America, bro. Anyway, O'Brien. I think his name is Don't Be a Hater. Hater O'Brien. I think that's his name. Anyway, those three are supposed to be really good two-way players. They did not look like it in this game. We made those three look very bad.
Mm-hmm.
And Rubio tried to run around and kick people and punch him and late hit him, and then Vera started doing it back to him. They got into some pretty good heated fights throughout. Really just kind of little cheap shots that wouldn't quite be rising to the level of yellow cards.
And we kind of missed the big.
Well,
big-
O'Brien, right?
Oh, the big story before the game.
What was the big story?
Okay, so there I sit in the press box, and I'm watching the field. And the whole time they're setting up, I'm like, that is not the goal. They're working on the south end goal, and they cannot get that thing in the hole.
Howard Cosell is back.
That's actually a character?
They couldn't.
That's actually a
get-
character.
Wow, you're not very old. They couldn't get the pole
Ba-dum-bum.
in the hole.
They couldn't get the pole in the hole.
The
so
east pole was not going in the hole
East
sufficiently
okay.
to be down far enough to be sufficiently through the penetrating the ground to the point where
All right. If you don't stop, I'm going to make it worse.
Man,
That-
I feel like this humor would be really good at BYU. I think it would be hilarious.
They forgot to soak it,
It did.
before.
right, so
Is
it
it
would
docking?
slide in better. The far
It wouldn't dock.
So yeah, it didn't go in all the way, and
You're making me uncomfortable.
it didn't. They're actually gonna have to replace that.
Yeah, so
Call
they
HR.
used the practice goal, right?
So instead of using the goal that goes down into the ground, they had to use the one that goes around the back with the posts all the way around.
You know
the
what?
back.
I'm actually going to check Reddit while you continue this.
But this happened the whole pregame. I'm watching this and I'm tweeting at Trey. I'm like, Trey, is this going to delay the game start? No. That's what I got from him.
No.
No, this will not delay the start. When will it be fixed, Trey?
Well,
You got a new phrase to.
No, I don't. I don't have the new phrase. So they got it figured out, and then
They
they
used the practice goal.
used the practice goal, and then they watered the field.
Right, because Austin was complaining. Apparently, there was some complaining going on from Austin that the goal was not in the right place, and the one side was higher than the other. And then it came out it was true. And so, pregame, the fourth official was, or it wasn't the fourth official, it was the coordinating official. He was out there measuring from the penalty spot to the arc, to the end line. He seriously had his tape measure out there, and he was measuring every single thing. So I don't know if like Austin complained about where the penalty spot was at, but right before the game, the teams all came off, and that referee took a big fat circle down to the end and spray painted the penalty spot. I've never seen this happen before, that close to kickoff. It was so strange. Anyway.
And then you had Dan Farnes on the sideline, just like a...
Dan was all over the place. He was pulling out goals and setting up new goals and pulling them out again and anyway, it was a whole thing. I thought the game wasn't going to play. I thought, we're not going to play this game because the goal won't go in. But we did it. We did it in the end. We just got around it. That's the key, I guess.
Yeah.
So if you can't get in, go around. Is that... So we.
So, anyways,
off.
the game starts.
And we're playing fast.
We're playing quick. We're playing with some intensity. And fast forward, because some things happened in the first 15 minutes, but nothing really too spectacular. And something came out of nothing, and I absolutely love the shot of the south end camera taking a shot of Chicho receiving the ball, and you see him completely fake out the goalie. You see him receive the ball, look like he's trying to look off to the east side to kind of send a ball, and then he just quickly does a quick burst, makes Pablo Ruiz's goal look like it was way too hard for Pablo
Way too slow.
compared to Chicho, and he just clears this ball superb right over the goalie. And I think that was the catalyst for the rest of this game.
Yeah, Pablo grabbed the ball when it went out of bounds, chucked it at Brody, like two-hand at his, chest. So he caught it, and he caught on that meant play quick. He threw it in fast to Anelli. Anelli played it really fast to Chicho. Chicho looked up, and I was watching the goalie. I was looking at him. I'm like, he is not back at all. I'm like, what are you doing, Brad Stuber? You are standing at the top of the arc. And clearly, you know exactly how far that is from the goal, and yet there you stand. And then I started looking back, and then I saw the ball was in the air. And then I just followed the ball, and I was like, what just happened? That was on a frozen rope. If Hot Rod Huntley was around, that's what he would call that. The frozen rope.
Who's Hot Rod Huntley?
Oh my gosh, are you for real? Who is this kid?
Yeah, not who is this kid? How old are we?
Look
How old are we?
Look up Hot Rod Huntley.
He used to be
Don't know.
the
voice of the Jazz.
for years and years and years.
So many
Oh,
years.
see, I'm not a basketball fan, so even if that
Right.
was relevant to today,
Yeah.
I would not be able to know that.
There you
But
go.
he's been gone for a while. But yeah, so
Rest in
I
peace.
did like it. Like Brennan said, you watch it. He's just looking to his left, looking like he's trying to set up a switch the field, and you can tell Stuber's not. It's like, oh, okay, and boom, it's 1-0. And like, holy cow, here we go. So it was a very great start to the game.
And what an amazing, we were playing well before that, and we were dominating play. And at one point I looked over, and there was a board up in the press box, and they had the feed of the game on. And it said 90% possession, RSL. Luna came through and I think set that tone right about the 9th minute when he took two dudes on and then shot, and I thought that was going in. That was a great save by Stuber.
Yeah, he had
in
to
the
be
9th
down
minute
quick.
early on. So I thought, we were taking it to him at every position.
And I want to say something too is not just I happen to like
I think.
their kits.
Whose kids?
Austin's kits. I like this kit. It's very subtle. It's not white. It's a little cream, and the green and the cream, and it's just a really nice kit. I like it.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great kit. I think it's the kit of we got our butts kicked last game, but definitely one of those things that was pretty awesome.
Were you guys expecting a goal shortly after? Did you feel that we were pressing hard enough to where we were going to get that opportunity?
After this goal and the way that they started, it looked like Austin was just not ready to play.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed.
Yeah, it was strange. They were playing a back five. They were dropping 5 guys all the way back for a lot. Even after we scored 3 goals, they were still doing it. Oh, did I just give away that we scored 3 goals?
No, but I think that kind of
Stupid.
that just kind of plays into RSL's hands. Is RSL has dominated possession. They had over 500 passes this game, and I think the Seattle game was the first time they had over 500 passes in quite a few games. So it just kind of played into their hands. And RSL was just on a roll and playing with the most amount of confidence we've seen this team play in ages.
Yep.
And so,
Well, there was another attempt in there around the 13th minute that we didn't score on, but Gomez had a pretty good chance that Cascante blocked. And he's one of the funner names to say in all of MLS. Julio Cascante.
yep. And then our Julio, surprisingly, had a beautiful play. Nutmeg to Julio.
Double nutmeg, dude. How often does that happen?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Is that on FOTMob? The these stats pages. How often is the double? Even rare is obviously the triple.
What about the quadruple, Brandt? How rare
The
is
triple
that?
nutmeg. But it was a beautiful goal where you love to see those kind of goals where a player is confident and they're just passing it into the goal. It was
what's really great is Julio is maturing. I mean, just in the few games he's been getting into positions that aren't offside, which is a humongous plus from the beginning of the season.
one offside, man,
But-
in this game, and only 0 offsides in Seattle.
Yeah, and what was really cool is he was moving through a back door, which is not something he's used to doing, and we
Yeah.
were able to press up the side, and we kept the ball on the ground and within our reach. And rewatching it, I do think the goalie was a little... not the greatest opportunity for him to show off his skills going through the legs of the defender. I think another goalie is going to be able to stop that. It's not that strong of a shot.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, we were getting kind of lucky that maybe he was blocking his vision, but realistically, a very, very good opportunity for Julio, and it's awesome that he's starting to press a little bit more wisely.
And I really love that Ojeda made that run to the wing, and then he's the one that got the ball into Julio.
Oh, and
Right.
perfectly weighted.
Beautifully, and the meg
Oh.
there, and then Julio did the double meg.
Speaking of perfectly
So
weighted balls, just kidding.
Are we watching kicking and
I
screaming?
have to say there was an opportunity in this game that didn't happen, and that was Luna's perfectly weighted cross 2-line balls up the middle to Julio,
Oh, yeah.
and Julio tried it. I mean, I think it was the open goal where they were able to block it back.
Yeah. Cleared off the line, right?
Yeah.
Like Gallagher.
But that is the ball that we've been wanting for so many seasons.
He loves that ball.
Yeah, and if we're pressing the right way and we're getting the the number 10 or whatever the high one is, if we're getting it done right, we're going to see so much more creativity through the midfield like that. And I don't see us playing like this last year. Like, there's no way I have the confidence to be like, oh yeah, we're going to have a team that is going to be able to keep the ball on the ground, move it around, slide passes, multiple line passes. There's no way. It's so impressive. I mean, the results are impressive, but being able to see this style of play this early in the season is so exciting.
Well, early, I mean, we're halfway through the season, surprisingly. It feels early, but there's been a lot of congestion, a lot of Wednesday games, and we're halfway through the season. And then there's also that pass from Gomez.
Yeah, the early ball to Chicho.
And Stuver saved. I wonder,
He kind of shot
Obviously-
it right at him. Was he going for the meg?
he might have been going for the Meg.
Looked like he shot it right at him. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
you didn't pick out your corner?
You went
there,
against the
Chicho?"
grain again.
I mean, who am I to question wherever Chicho wants to shoot it?
It may have nothing to do with it, but it does look like there's a good chance maybe Crooks is rubbing off on these guys. Somebody that maybe he's making these passes in
In the practice field.
You mean, yeah.
What? What are you talking about, man? Crooks wasn't even in the game.
No, he's not.
No, he's
not.
he's saying
We're
that-
seeing more passes that
Aren't-
Crooks would make,
yeah.
and it's like anything
I
else.
don't know about that. I think you're giving some credit where we're just imagining it's
Well,
due.
think of this, right? So how many games is there a week? How many practices are there a week?
Usually, they usually practice
3 to
Tuesday,
4.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, 3 to 4, right? So generally, since we're not an MLS soccer player, so we don't.
We came close.
We came really close. Maybe they're seeing
You
so
almost
much.
became an MLS soccer player, Brent?
Yeah.
Or Brennan? Which
Oh
one is
yeah,
it?
but
I wasn't even close, dude.
darn shin splints got me.
I woke up.
I was literally on Rainbow Road to the MLS, and I was like, Metro Stars,
Oh.
I'm there.
Oh, yeah.
And then I
Metro
woke up
Stars
and I was like,
called you.
wait, I got man boobs. I can't run. So
I had a
there it
dream,
is.
one time, where I was playing in MLS,
Yeah.
and I almost believed it. And then
Really? You were throwing elbows.
Yeah.
And then your wife threw it back and woke you up.
yeah, it was terrible. But yeah, anyway, that's how close I came.
Segue. No, but I think you are right, because before Crooks gets signed to this team, we are ball up the side, elevated into the box, try to create some opportunities. We're outside
Hopefully
the box.
Krylock gets on the end of it, right?
Right. And so I think we're learning and we're becoming a more dynamic team off the game day field.
Yeah, and there was other changes too. We teased the interview with John Kimball, but also the change in the coaching staff. It's not just Crooks, but when you see a player make those, you have to see a player make those passes to believe you can make them. Say, hey, I can do that. This guy can do it. So there's just been so many good passes. Yeah, that was close. That was that goal you were talking about.
What is close?
The goal that you were talking about with the pass from Luna. That
Julio,
okay.
Not the goal that we were just watching.
Rewind 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
That was cleared off the line. I thought that was so close. I thought it was going in.
Yeah.
So those are the passes we are
missed.
seeing more and more. It may have nothing to do with Crooks, but I don't think he's hurting. Because he's made some really great passes.
But I thought it was so interesting. They were playing a back five, and yet they still got caught
Well,
giving the ball away.
Well, realistically, when we think about it, having that defender in the central position creates too many channels for them to get behind.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate a 5-man back. But for some reason, a 3-man back is slightly better than a 5.
Isn't that weird?
It's super weird, but I really love 2 center backs because it blocks off a lot of channels and it allows that first defender to press that oncoming attack and then have the other defender guard that back pass or through passes. It's really an Achilles heel, and I don't know why people stick to it. But
Moving on. So this was the third goal was really beautiful.
Yeah, Chicho kind of led the charge, and he played that sweet ball over to
Gomez,
and he
just barely on time. Just
perfect.
barely. That was it. The foot of somebody was just barely.
Somebody's
keeping
foot
him
was
on.
trailing, keeping him even.
and I liked how Chicho was directing Gomez. He kind of pointed
He's like,
that
run
way.
over there, dude.
And
Yeah, he's mentoring him right now.
And then he gave it to him. That's the funniest thing. Like, hello, Austin, we're going that way. It's like when the football team's
what
like,
you
we're
gonna do about
running
it?"
in this gap right here. See if you can stop us.
Yeah.
And they could not.
Yeah,
Just
and
really awesome.
once
play
again,
there.
Julio
Boom, boom, boom.
onside. Don't know what his routine has been doing. I don't know if he's been watching film. He's changed his diet. He's changed his hair. I don't know.
He watched some Monsters, Inc.
He could have been on a Disney run. You know what?
That's probably
Lord of the Rings extended cut probably got him.
Yeah, that
you know.
works.
Yes, it works. Hard workers. You know what I mean? But
Where are we going?
3-0 up within the first 30 minutes of this game.
And totally dominating the ball, totally dominating the game. Austin was like not able to do anything they wanted to do. They couldn't even pass the ball very well. You know how I hate when our team gives the ball away with zero pressure on them? That's my least favorite thing to see in a game. Austin was doing it left and right, and it was making me almost giggle. Yeah, that was strange.
I thought Julio was going to get a hat trick before Chicho today.
Yeah,
In the first half is
I think front to back, but the second half kind of trailed off a little bit.
yeah. The first half was just
Definitely the first half though.
It was just showing our level at the moment.
yeah. And it can get better too.
But
But
we complained about this guy all season, quite a bit last season. And
he's gone, Jefferson Savarino. Oh no,
Oh, not that guy?
oh.
we've complained a little bit about him. But today he finally got his first assist.
Andrew Brody. Oh,
Brody.
was I not supposed to give that away?
Oh
Is
no,
that
I was
giving away
I was
stuff
expecting it. So don't worry. Sends in a great ball, and for some reason this season, people don't want to mark Chicho on any sort of ball getting into the box. I
wide
do not
open.
understand. He's done this 4 or 5 times this season.
All three of the defenders look over like, who is supposed to be on him?
Yeah.
They're looking over like, who let us down? Who had
Well,
Chicho? Because they're like pushing Clad and Vera and manning up. And
what's really great is we have numbers in the box, which is something we've never had. We've never had numbers in the box. We've had Krylock outside the box, still huffing and puffing, trying to run. And then we had Anderson Julio just chilling with the goalie because he's already offside.
Sliding at
Ruby
it.
Rabin is like
slicing
getting
at
elbow
it.
to elbow with somebody that's not even a part of the play. And
Just making the run to the wrong post.
yeah,
Right? Like,
man, it
oh.
is crazy.
It's great.
Maybe he's just the perfect height. He's not too tall. He's not too short. And
He's the right kind of porridge, baby.
And they just can't see him. They just can't see him. He just kind of disappears behind somebody.
He's like,
Who, Chicho?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like that running back that's too short. You can't see him. Like,
Yeah.
where'd he go? Where'd he go? Then
He
he's
hate
fast.
me.
He hates
So we close out the first half. We're up 4-0.
4.
4-0.
And to be fair, that header for Chicho was right at Stuber.
Oh yeah.
He was like diving out of the way, which we'll get to again in a minute when McMath dives
Why would
out
we-
of the way.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
Brennan's like,
We'll also get to the other goal in the second half, and then we'll also get to another interview we've had.
Yeah, we
And then we'll also get to other things that we will tell you all about before anybody else tells you about. Anyways, we're going to tell you about halftime.
halftime.
I'm going to also tell you about my orange slice, which is going to be given to somebody
hang
off
on,
of
hang
the
on.
back line.
Got to get to an actual halftime. So anyway,
All right.
So let's give out some orange slices, shall we?
This orange slice brought to you by Sunkist. We used to be a soda. Now we just sell oranges. Sometimes limes.
Sometimes lines. Ooh.
That was not a very good.
No, that was actually impressive.
Yeah.
That was very good. You're an infomercial man.
RSL
ShamWow!
Okay.
Sham frickin' wow.
You earned this. The orange slice, the highest award that we give away on a weekly basis.
Now, are we doing full game or half game orange slices?
Or both games. You want to go first game, second game? It's your podcast.
No, it's Brandt's podcast.
Brandt's the
whatever,
podcast. I thought it was your podcast.
whatever you want to do,
Whose podcast is this?
whatever you want to do. I say let's just do whoever's had the best of the last two games.
What?
I
That
don't
doesn't even
like
make
that.
sense.
No, it doesn't make
Okay,
any sense.
so
I'm
we
gonna
had our backup team in Seattle, and then now...
I'm
Well, let's
gonna
just focus on this
say-
game.
Yeah, let's just focus on this game, because
All
Seattle was great, but now we move on. I would go with... I don't know.
Wow, thanks for the insight. That was beautiful. I'm gonna go with Chicho, the obvious one. Started off with a bang, was all over the field, was dropped into that midfield role, that kind of attacking false 9, kind of a 10, cool thing we have going for us. Chicho was so nails. Every touch was awesome. I mean, he missed a shot, but it's because he tried to go for the between the legs shot. And 2 goals in the first half, bringing it. 1 header, 1 from beyond midfield. He's scoring from anywhere and everywhere. I don't want to say he can't be stopped, and I don't want to say he can't stop scoring, because I think those are dumb ways to describe how amazing and vicious he's been in his finishing.
But he does have a nose for goal.
And he
Jesus,
nicks one
we're
every
bringing
now
that
and then.
back.
He nicks the goal in.
So anyway, you went with Chicho and Brennan. What is your
Mine's going to be Brimeka Oneta. I think...
and their girlfriend?
Yeah. Those two...
Chuck.
Especially
Oneta.
especially seeing Austin get so chippy with a Nelly.
Yeah.
You seeing their frustration, which was also a missed yellow card. I mean, that's pretty obvious. That was
pretty
a
dirty.
fluke by the ref. But just to see them get so locked in and make it so Austin had very, very little chances this entire game, which I'm not going to give away the ending. But
They had chances?
they had chances.
Wow.
But I think they locked it down. They created chances. They were the unsung heroes again of the game, and just kudos to them overall.
That was a combo meal.
Well, they're two of the same peeps, Brimeka and Nelly.
2 of the same peeps. Okay, all right. Brandt,
Nice. I am going to go with Gomez.
Ooh.
the Gomez sandwich.
I'm giving Gomez because even though Anderson Julio had a standout game and got his 2 goals, I thought Gomez
We'll give him grapes. We'll give him grapes.
Yeah, grapes. Oh, that's what, yeah.
He gets
Or no, he gets an apple slice.
Apple slice.
Apple slice goes to Anderson Julio.
Apple core, who loves you more?
Polly won a what?
I thought it was apple core Baltimore.
Is that what it was?
Who's your friend? And then you throw the apple core at him.
That's
Never played that game? Chippendale.
Chippendale, yeah.
Yeah, it's an old school, bro.
It's Disney. People know that.
Come on, man.
Apple core.
How young are you?
I'm in my 30s.
Said for the 4th time this podcast.
How old are we?
I'm not 50 yet.
I'm not 60 yet.
All right, so there it is.
So mine, like I said, is Gomez because of the way he has become more unselfish. He is developing into quite the well-rounded player, and I love to see that. And maybe that's the effect of Chicho being the leading scorer in the league and being so generous with his teammates, and not just being a Ronaldo here, kick it to me, or as Latan.
Or take all the glory when things go right either.
Yeah.
Chicho's very quick to build up his teammates when he scores goals, which is so much cooler. Right? If you've ever been on a team where your best player just scores goals, he looks like your best player. Even though he might not be your highest skilled player, he's doing the skill that requires the hardest thing to do on the field. So he gets the credit, the final credit. But there's a ton of work that goes into every goal. So it's cool that he's that kind of a guy, that he's sharing the spotlight, or whatever you want to call it, with the rest of the team too. Brings everybody else along.
Any other thoughts for halftime in general about where we are as a team? We have a week off coming up with the international break. Gavin Beavers and Xavier Gozo called in for the U19 team. They are headed over to Montevideo to play a couple of games.
Wait, where are they going?
Montevideo?
Where's Montevideo?
Isn't it Montevideo or something like that?
Sorry. Montevideo, which is okay. Monte.
Chile,
You
right?
just gotta kind of like.
Uruguay.
Uruguay.
Oh.
Uruguay.
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 There you go.
So we had 2 players called in.
Yep.
Called him up, said hi.
U19s.
And
Good job, kids.
They have been playing a couple of games.
Go get them.
Anything else?
No.
Halftime?
For
Any
halftime?
thoughts?
No, that's it.
All right. Oh, we were going to. We already gave away the secret, huh? That was earlier.
What secret is it?
We interviewed
Guess
John
what?
Kimball.
We interviewed John Kimball, you guys! That's the second time we broke that story.
Oh, you think people are gonna actually listen to this for this far?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they're laughing at your frustration right now.
I don't think they're laughing. I think they're kind of annoyed at how much we laugh.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's just that one
One
user
guy.
on
One guy that
Reddit.
actually listens to like 6 different podcasts. I'm like, dude, come on.
Who has time for that?
No, seriously,
That
they're,
guy.
they're talking about the same thing. So it's like, pick one. It's like recording Jay Leno and then listening to Conan and then coming back to Jay Leno and then going to freaking Craig Ferguson. Like,
Hey, as long as you listen to Random Fan, you can listen to all the other ones you want.
Yeah.
I'm down.
And please help us out. We don't do this enough. Shamelessly plug ourselves to ask people to follow us wherever you get your social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and also subscribe on wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, YouTube,
Yeah. we're on
and
YouTube, too.
also Goals TV, which they are really trying to grow that.
Goals.tv, GOLZ.
So yeah, please help us out. We'd appreciate it. So
Yeah, Brennan, weren't you going to Instagram hook us? Or is that too early? Am I jumping the gun like always?
dude.
Or is this just a teaser?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, it's a teaser. You stay tuned to our Instagram account
Yes.
for an upcoming thing.
Mm-hmm.
Was that vague enough?
Yes, super vague.
Okay. There you go.
Also, please go online and vote for our team as the All-Star Game. We need to make sure that our players are getting voted on.
have you guys done it yet? I did it today.
You
Yeah,
did
I
it?
voted.
How many times can you
From
vote?
all 3 of my different email accounts.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
Who'd you vote for?
Chicho.
That's it?
He's my captain.
Wait, you can only
He's my
vote for
captain.
one?
No, just, he was one of the people I voted for. I voted for Clad and Vera, too.
I might have put all of. They were all RSL players.
Oh, wow.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I didn't
Who
put
cares?
a right back for RSL.
I did. I put Brody.
And I put Messi in, like a chump.
Yeah.
What a bandwagoner, man.
Jeez.
And you can't put Brian Mecca on Heda at the same time because they only do one center mid. So I had to do it twice. That's why I was like, I got to get on another device and vote again.
Yeah, I got to get Ojeda in.
Yeah, I voted for Ojeda and Anelli.
So go and do that. Support our boys.
Yeah, it matters, guys. It does. But listen to the other podcast. They'll tell you why.
Yeah. Okay, great. Anyway, second half. We come in. Do we make any changes?
Yeah, right
Subs.
at the half.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how you know that this team is confident. They're making subs at halftime. They're up 4-0, and they're saying, "Go have at it. You guys suck. We'll give you a shot." So Palacio came in for Anelli, and which is good. You want to give these guys a break. I mean, we've only had, I think, one Iron Man in the history of the club, and that was McMath a couple seasons ago.
Right, and so that's a goalie. He's not running as much.
Well, bigger
It's a different
picture
thing.
is we need to supply minutes for our people sitting on the bench, so that way we can rely on them later in the game, especially our young guns.
Yeah.
So having Gomez come out, he's put in a great effort in the first half, but putting in Barajas for extra time, and then Palacio, who we desperately need to be comfortable and in rhythm with the team in the midfield. Great subs. First, like right off the bat, I mean, 2 years ago, we're going to see those guys come on at the 65th minute, which is not that great. So,
And then Josh Wolf decided I've seen enough without my son in the game, so here we go. Put my kid in. Owen Wolf comes in for Kolmanich. And Kolmanic, he had probably the worst first half I've ever seen from a midfielder. I don't think he kicked the ball straight one time.
Well, Reagan had a bad game the time before.
Fair, but Reagan's a defender. He's a midfielder. So they subbed in Owen Wolf, and they subbed out their center back Julio Casconte, and subbed in Heinz Ike.
And he had a hand in the second half.
Oh,
did he?
Foreshadowing.
So I did want to talk about, it went back and forth, RSL. Vera had the nice drive. They let Vera drive down.
Yeah, he should have shot earlier.
I
He
know.
would have scored.
He got clear to the end line
Yeah.
and shot. But it was another example of, this is what happened in Dallas, right? RSL has a corner kick. They send it in, and then it's cleared out, and RSL is pressured
Brody's
in the back.
coming back, and honestly, Palacio did almost nothing to impede the fastest guy on the other team.
Here's the question. Do you take the foul there?
No.
Are you far enough away that it's Brody's right there? It's not
So here's the
Doxo?
thing: if you're comfortably in front of him, you take the foul because then it's not a Dogso, right? There's the 4 or 5 pillars of Dogso, which is denial of an obvious goal scoring opportunity. For those of you that don't speak soccer, but then it's a red card if it's Dogso, okay, and it's direction you're going. If you're gonna have a clear path on goal, right? Like, you gotta get in the way of him. At least make him run out and around you a little bit. Then that gives your other guy a chance to recover. But didn't do hardly anything. And I was watching his effort, and I was like, I would be pissed if that was my halftime sub, and he ran back that poorly in the 63rd minute. I was not happy about that effort. To be fair, though, it was a great through ball to Hader O'Brien. Somebody called him.
O'Brien.
And that dude is so fast. So he runs down, and McMath dives out of the way, and he kicks it right at his face. And he dives out of the way, and it's a goal. And then
Or is it?
McMath hangs his head. He's like, I should have got that one. He kicked it right in my face. And then we go back to the replay, and Justin Clad heads it, and for some reason...
What a heads-up play by him to head it straight into his hand. Like, that is That is next level experience.
Heinz Ike tried to head the ball. He was still coming down from attempting to head the ball, and Glad is heading it back across the goal. And so his hand is out. And you don't head the ball like that. You don't head the ball with your arm, out at a 90-degree angle from your legs. Like who heads the ball like that? So
didn't we have a player do that last year?
yeah, and they called a penalty, and So their goal from Hader O'Brien gets called back, and instead of 4-1, it becomes a penalty for Real Salt Lake in the other end.
So,
and talk about rubbing salt in the wound there.
Are you okay with that being a handball?
Yeah.
I don't love it. I don't love that that's the rule, but his arm was clearly out and it impeding the ball to go back across, and it fell right to the guy who played it through that scored a goal. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I thought if he doesn't hit it, it probably goes by him right to an RSL player.
Yeah, there's two guys on the back post.
So it does have an effect, and I think it was.
What a good
really
catch
good
by VAR.
Yeah, good job, VAR. Kevin Stott, you
Wait, Kevin Stott did something
RSL lover.
that influenced us for good? What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he loves RSL.
Yeah.
Great penalty by Chicho. Love the little stutter step. Kind of pauses right before, puts it left side, and now we are just ecstatic 5-0 up. And
I was hoping for 6 or 7. At this point, I'm like, just punish them.
And we didn't really stop, which was great. We didn't park the bus. We didn't bring out Holt in the center and do 5 in the back and, just totally ruin our chances. We kept on it. And unfortunately, Austin ends up...
Well, and,
get rid of it.
To be fair here, we had...
Okay. What
All right,
really grinds my gears is that stupid rule. The dude's not playing the ball. He is boxing out like he's trying to get a rebound and goes into the defender. I would hate this call if we got this call. Like if it was on the other end and we played this stupid little cover it and run him over in the box, that is too weak. That's something that happens outside the box. But because we're up 5-0, the ref has got confidence to make that call in the box. This is so frustrating. Because, I shouldn't be this mad, but it's a common thing in the league, and it needs to stop.
Yeah, I don't love the dive into the onrushing player either.
They're not playing the ball. The ball's going this way, you're going to the left. That means you're not playing the ball.
Yeah.
Right?
However, if we rewind that, you can kind of see he traps it with his other foot. So if he doesn't do that, what pissed me off about this one more, though, is that Palacio pressured a ball he didn't need to pressure. In a space he didn't need to pressure, and then he was out of position, and that ball only got there because he did that. It was kind of a naive move from him. Now, to be fair, the guy with the most World Cup experience on our team is the guy who commits this foul. Oviedo comes
not much you can do, though,
through.
because he's going to play the ball, and then he's stepping into it with the left. I feel like Tyler...
He kind of could have dove out
so
of
much right now.
I'm so glad we're on
feel like
opposite
Tyler.
sides of this, yes. No, I really think Owen Wolf was totally looking for that.
Yeah, it was
He
not a
made
natural
himself
play.
so big.
His left foot is not stepping to the ball. He's
But
stepping
his
across.
right foot does trap the ball.
No.
Yeah, it does. Rewind it.
No, because he's
Watch it
going
again.
into a box out. He's literally making
know,
himself bigger.
But he also traps the ball.
Here we go. Ready?
Yep.
Whatever.
And it's right there. And Oviedo has almost nothing to do with
And he
it.
grabs his...
Because Owen initiated the contact. And he also trapped the ball at the same time. Which, that's the beauty of what he did. If he would have missed the ball, that doesn't get called a penalty. But he trapped the ball with his right foot, put his left shoulder in the path of Oviedo, and Ring put it right in the corner.
And McMath came so close to saving it.
Yeah.
So I was really hoping it would end up like 6-7-0, but I'll take 5-1. First time they said in RSL history, according to WikiTray on the X, the Twitter, that RSL has scored 10 goals in 2 home games.
Wow.
Because we did the
last home game was 5-3 to
Colorado. And 5-1 against Austin. Good job, gentlemen.
And you know what? Like, if you're not showing up for these games, guys, you gotta go see this live. It's so much better, like, than on TV. I rewatched the game. It, puts me to sleep and comforts my soul. But, in the stadium, guys, it's just different. It just hits more completely.
And we're getting...
inspires your whole life. Just kidding. It's not that big, but it's pretty close.
I, unfortunately, did not make it to the game because I got sick, as you can probably hear. Getting over it, so I did enjoy it from the couch. So it made me feel better, just like you said.
Yeah.
So, scores around the league. So maybe some surprising ones. We'll get to one. Philadelphia and Montreal, 2-2 on Saturday. Miami. Am I at the right? Yeah.
Oh, they tied St. Louis 3-3.
Oh, I thought they lost. So. They tied 3-3.
Yeah, they came back and tied.
They came back. Toronto beat DC United 3-2. The Red Bull over at Orlando 1-0. Chicago 2-1 over the Galaxy. Wow, I didn't see that score either. Good job, Chicago Fire. Way to stop burning down. Nashville in New England beat New England or Nashville.
Yeah, New England scored 2, and then Nashville got 1 back.
Minnesota beat Kansas City. Kansas City is rock bottom in the West. And we could say sorry to Columbus. They lost 3-1 in Pachuca. And
3-1. Did they score?
3-0 in Pachuca.
Did you hear what happened, though?
They
think that somebody poisoned them on purpose, dude. They all had like a stomach bug. It was like food poisoning.
Really? Like MJ in the finals?
In Mexico?
In Mexico.
Food poisoning?
Right? I know it doesn't sound real.
You're not supposed to get the empanadas.
And why?
Unless they're fried.
Why is...
Then you know they are muy frito.
Why is CONCACAF playing a final in a home team stadium?
I don't know.
They don't play the UEFA final at somebody's stadium.
Yeah, they played it at Wembley.
Yeah, they played it at Wembley.
Yeah.
Or they play it somewhere else that isn't somebody's home team. So that may be the next step for CONCACAF.
Is neutral ground for the...
Play the final in a neutral stadium. Yeah.
Play the final in Miami no matter what.
Then, let's see. LAFC beat FC Dallas 1-0. Portland and Houston 2-2 draw. And Vancouver.
Yes.
2-1 over Colorado.
And our prediction is over because the game winner came late by your favorite and mine, Damir Kreilach.
So close, too. Just barely squeaked under. And he got 9 more minutes. He was out there. So.
Yeah. So good job.
Wait, did they
Damir.
also move his corner over there? Did they?
Yeah.
Because I saw they packed it up, but I
Kreilach's
didn't see
anymore.
if they repositioned it.
It's the Royals.
It says Royals.
Oh, it says no, I meant like, does Vancouver have his corner?
Oh.
Like, did they ship it over there?
Oh, I think they did because remember they were here for a while. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why they wanted to get Damir because they used to live here.
And then on Sunday, Charlotte beat Atlanta 3-2, and Atlanta is just in shambles.
Yeah.
And looking at the
Atlanta's
standings,
really-
also...
In fact, they fired their coach. Did you see that?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that's not just shambles. They fired Gonzalo Pineda.
Yeah, I was expecting that. And he was, I don't know, a Garth Lagerway guy, but he was an assistant coach in Seattle, very highly respected. And I think people are surprised that it didn't go well.
I think he lost the locker room when the Greek Freak said, "Hey, I'm your leading scorer, but I'd like to go try Mexico."
And also the power ratings came out. MLS power rankings, which mean absolutely nothing unless your
you're
team...
at the top.
It's probably the first time ever, right? Since they've had those.
That's amazing.
The RSL, Real Salt Lake, is ranked the number 1 team in Major League Soccer according to MLS.
Much power. Up into the Slim Jim. Come on. You think anybody wants a roundhouse kick to the face while I'm wearing these bad boys? Forget about it.
What?
That was a Napoleon Dynamite reference.
Yeah, you got it.
That's
Oh, yeah.
Rex Kwando.
I can kick this ball over the mountain.
You can throw it.
Oh, just for soccer.
Yeah.
And RSL
rankings.
is first place in the West. 33 points.
And the funny thing about the points right now is like we're 33 points, right?
Yeah.
And then the teams right below us are, you just moved the page. I was just going to LAFC's 30, so they're only one win behind us. Minnesota's at 28, and so is LAFC. And then Vancouver's at 25. ITX, which is Austin, 23 points for them. Houston, 22, and Colorado, 22. So Colorado's hit a little rough patch here, but they're still hanging on. But after that, it kind of drops off a lot. 18, 17, 13, and then San Jose and Sporting Kansas City competing for the, what do you call that?
The wooden spoon.
The wooden spoon.
Yeah, who is in the East? A lot of people are talking about it's going to be Miami, Cincinnati, and RSL and LAFC now creeping into the race. We'll see how long that goes. Also, I was going to say, pointing out, you got New England down there, 10 points.
10 points.
They want that wooden spoon.
Yeah,
It's really nice. It's really big. It's like the one your grandma has with the
on the wall.
Yeah, it's like on the wall.
We should go to the DI and see if we can find some of those and give them to Brennan. That'll be his gift for the week.
His wooden spoon. So, those were the scores. A lot of great things going on. We could talk about the Come On Crawley update, but there isn't anything. We're in the off season.
There is something.
Oh,
However-
There is, because we might have done something
what
that
did
pertains
you
to
do?
Crawley.
Pertains to Crawley. How so?
Possibly another Presidente, maybe somebody higher. I don't know. There could be something that
What happened?
that is
Brennan?
important. I don't know. You're
Go
just
ahead.
gonna have to tune in.
No,
Yeah,
come on.
you got-
More than that. More than
I
that.
can spill the beans.
Yeah, spill the beans.
All right, Crawley got promoted.
And
Oh,
yeah, I think
That was
we already
it.
covered that. No.
Yeah, that was it. They just got
and
promoted.
then
And then they partied.
they have a
Oh,
connection to Utah.
oh, I should put it on our stories or something. The kit man for Crawley.
The Crawley Kit Man.
Yeah, he partied hard in the Wembley dressing
Oh
room.
yeah, because it was Wembley. Yeah. They
And
won it in London.
They released a video of a very delicately edited video of their kit man sliding around au natural in the Wembley dressing room.
Oh boy!
It's hilarious.
Wow.
But yeah,
We
we
finally found the love of a lifetime, huh?
finally he
Yeah.
did.
There you go, Brennan. There's a '80s love song reference.
Yeah.
for
You had me at hello. Or something.
So yeah, but we do have some other. We have
Nice.
another interview coming up. We want to
With?
break it now or
Yeah, Preston Johnson.
Preston Johnson.
Preston Johnson, yeah.
when is the last
Who's
time
that?
you listened to a podcast where you interviewed an owner? We interviewed one of the owners of Crawley Town, Preston Johnson, who actually has been to RSL games.
What?
And he graduated from BYU.
And
And he graduated from University of Utah.
and I didn't really get to talk.
What?
And I might have been excited.
Sound right? Brandt was spazzing.
Oh,
all the
dude.
questions.
Oh man, I think he had enough notes on the side written down for at least a 30-year conversation. Because Preston would say some really cool stuff,
Yeah.
and without missing a beat, he'd say, "Well," and then he'd just be right on point.
I might have been excited. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
Tune in to listen to that one. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
it's actually
for
a
it.
really good listen. So please join in and watch that.
Preston has some deep ties. Well, not deep, but some ties to Utah, and it was really fun. We learned a lot that I didn't even know,
nice.
Which is crazy. 'cause
and I've
he's a
been
stalker.
stalking. Yeah,
Stalking people for years.
been stalking these guys forever. But it's a fascinating look at an American owning a club in the UK and how different it is, and it's
the
not
struggles
just
that come with it. Yeah.
oh yeah, there are some serious struggles that he went through personally.
Ooh.
Just the stress of not having a successful team right off the bat, and the things that I didn't even know about that they struggled with the first season. It was really fascinating, and not being he is a good looking man. He's got that beard
Oh, quality beard.
quality.
Quality beard. Shout out to Preston. Great beard, man. Awesome.
But he's not Ryan Reynolds.
No,
But
he is not. Neither are any of us.
No. But it is a great interview.
Just tell him about your movie idea.
Which one?
Did you pitch him your movie idea? About the one where there's a club struggling in the mid-tier of English football?
Well, what's funny is when we talked about it, it honestly had quite a lot of similarity between Wrexham. And what he brought up, too, that you're probably going to listen to in the episode, is that the English side don't really enjoy what Wrexham is doing over there because it's kind of like a Man City type of situation where money is creating all these opportunities, whereas Crawley is doing it in a way that's similar to Real Salt Lake, where he's using a model of some sort and using stats kind of like the movie Moneyball.
Oh, okay.
He's using that to really drive the team and find all these diamonds in the rough. And so it's a really cool story that I hope they actually get to be able to put into a book or something, because Crawley is doing something that is very hard to do over there.
Yeah. Yeah, that is really cool. And no glamour, no glitz.
No, and a lot of pressure on his side that really he takes a strong man to be able to stick with it like he did.
And he is just like John Kimball, Preston Johnson, just a decent guy.
Yeah.
You know, his heart is in the right place, and
cool.
They're not trying to. They want to actually promote the team and get them promoted, but they're not doing it to make billions of dollars.
That was a really big tease. I think that was way bigger than the John Kimball tease.
Yep. So we talked to
It just didn't come out of nowhere.
The president of Real Salt Lake and one of the owners of a club in Crawleytown.
Look at me now. What?
So listen, follow,
tell a friend,
subscribe, help us grow this podcast. We have a lot of fun, and we want to make it even better for everyone.
And watch Instagram. There's something coming.
It's gonna be good. Thanks for listening.
Toodles.